Alright, so we are loaded up here for round 1 against the Cell Max for this God Goku Grand Tour. Honestly, kind of excited to see how this one goes. I mean, we're going to run Realm of Gods under UI Goku for this one just because, I mean, for those of you who are aware of how Cell Max works, right, it's pretty much, hey, let's dodge everything. So I'm going to save UI's full dodge turn for the final turn here. So we're actually going to swap into Vegeta here, as I think that will provide us kind of I think it'll provide us the best setup because we can basically force a death on the next turn, revive, and then come back with 2 free full dodges, right? That's the idea here. So let's do it. I am curious to see how much God Goku is going to come out with on the opening rotation here. It's a decent rotation. Obviously, we're not getting UI support because we switched out, but let's see here. Okay. All right, here comes the super. All right, Vegeta should tank this outright. Yep, there we go. We get the dodge, and we get the dodge, right? That could have been bad, right? So, okay, 40 mil, not too bad. Yeah, I mean, that could have been bad, right? Since we don't have the UI support, right? Int UI doesn't have that extra dodge, so we could have potentially lost there. But thankfully, we didn't. We do tank post-super. Remember, most of God Goku's dodge does come pre-super, so that is kind of helpful in the Cell Max fight, as it does... that is kind of helpful because, you know, Cell Max does tend to launch pre-super AoEs. However, I mean, as you can see here, he ended up not doing that on this turn, which, well, he did one. Okay, which means the second one is coming here after UI super. So it'll be interesting to see whether we dodge this or whether we can tank this or not. I mean, he's got some decent defense post super, so I'm curious to see if we can tank this. Obviously, Vegeta's going to tank it. 500k. Interesting. Okay, so not bueno. I mean, but I guess he lives, but that, yeah. I guess it's not the end of the world. We did bring AGL UI as a second revive. I don't want to activate AGL UI's revive this turn, so I'm going to keep Fizz UI to give the Blues that extra boost for their to give the Blues that extra boost for their dodge. I don't want to risk them dodging, not dodging and dying. I have the worst luck with their dodge, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, we do get the EX Super. I love how I only ever get his EX Super when it doesn't matter, when I'm going to dodge anyways. It's funny how that always seems to work, but either way, we got it. And there's a couple of attacks here. We'll be able to build up the offense on UI here. There we go. Okay, and then the Blues will just float them off. Excellent. Nice. All right, perfect. There we go, we get that. And one more, perfect. Okay, so ideally we don't die with the Blues here, right? Well, actually post-super, I think they'd be fine. Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, now. Okay, so we're gonna stay in Vegeta here, and we're just gonna let ourselves die. Yeah, we're just gonna let ourselves die here. So ideally we'll attack. Well, we attack. Yeah, we should. Yeah, we'll attack with God Goku first, so we can continue to build that attack up. And you know, obviously, since it looks like all the attacks are post super, we'll probably die to the AOE. Somebody will die to it, but at least this attack will get us to continuation, right? Because if we die before attacking, we will end up losing some of that offensive power for the post revive turn, right? So there goes the AoE, and boom, there goes the. Ooh, wow, that does a lot on the second appearance. Okay, Yeah, so definitely a revive merchant, but that's okay.
Leave it to me.
Alrighty. So, let's see. Okay. So let's swap into Vegeta here. We don't have the active yet, but let's just go ahead and do this. A free turn. I mean, I don't really care what happens on this turn, right? But we get a free damage reduction turn. UI's got a free revive or free dodge this turn. Well, guy's still decent damage though. Okay, but UI's got a free dodge, and then you know, and UI's got a free dodge as well. So, I mean, the point is just stall this turn till we can get, just stall this turn until the next turn where we can focus on letting God Goku do his thing. Nice. Double digits. We get the dodge. We get the dodge. Perfect. And one more. Beautiful. Excellent. There we go. All right, and then so next turn with the multiple actives that we're going to have up, we should be able to take down Cell Max on that post-revive turn with the God Goku. Boom, we get another one. Might actually just do it with the active at this rate. Between Vegeta's active and his active, yeah, we actually might just. Especially if UI is going to keep doing attacks like this. Jeez. All right, there we go. We get the dodge and the dodge. We are solid into that final turn here, where now all we need to do is pop those active. So let's start by doing Vegeta's active here. There we go. Okay, maybe not. We might actually get to attack here. Let's swap into Vegeta. We'll swap back into Goku, but in case that AoE happens. But at least this will give Goku guard should we fail a dodge, which I'm hoping we don't do. And then... And there we go. So we're going to swap into UI. So he's going to give that boost, right, for God Goku as well as the extra dodge. So we essentially have 100% dodge on it. Well, actually, we would have had 100% dodge regardless. And dang, so you see why now I give mine crit, right? So, okay, let's attack with God Goku first. Then we'll attack with UI, and then we'll just go ahead and send off the blues. Yeah, okay. Probably shouldn't have grabbed those. It should be okay. Yeah, probably shouldn't have grabbed those SDR series with UI, but whatever. I don't think it's going to matter here. I'm pretty sure between God Goku and Fizz UI, we're likely going to finish right here. Probably with just God Goku. Let's see how much we do. 70 mil, not bad. We didn't really go for the major juice here, but still pretty good. We're going to get that second super, and that does the trick. You love to see it. Boom. Alrighty, so first round of this Grand Tour, Cell Max is done. Easy pie, easy day. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna load up round 2 of this Grand Tour with Bio Broly. All right, so we are loaded up here for round 2 against the Bio Broly. Looks like I want to try a different team setup for this one. We're still going to keep UI and God Goku together because they do tend to be some of, you know, the best ways to keep the unit together. But I'm going to run him on the Super Saiyan Force team. I want to see how he does here on this team for Bio Broly. See if we can juice him a little with the setup here. But hopefully we get the dodge here. There we go. Nice. Remember, we got that 60% dodge plus that extra dodge for turn 1. Boom. Okay, not a whole lot of damage here on turn 1. But he's also not getting supported by UI because we are staying with Vegeta. I'm going to save, and the reason I'm doing this is, right, again, to save that extra dodge for the final turn for UI. It does mean that UI is going to be a little less offensive than we would usually like, but I think it'll play out better for us in the long run here if we do this correctly. But let's see. Okay, there we go. And then we tank, and then Diamond Goku, we do get that EX Super. So, I mean, to really get the juice we want, it is going to rely on getting that EX Super with the Diamond Goku. So hopefully we can get it here. I'm gonna be a little bummed out if we can't continue it. I've had a few instances trying to do this setup and other setups for that matter, the juice Goku, where I just can't get Diamond Goku to get that continuous EX Super, but we did get it here, which is nice, so helpful. There we go. We get another super. All right, perfect. And then now we roll into this, so perfect. We actually got decent protection this turn with the blues, who we can toss in slot 1. But we did bring mini Diamond Goku, and unfortunately he's in slot 7, so he's not really going to help us with the juice here on this one. But definitely thinking, yeah, we put the blues here in slot 1. I mean, the orbs look decent enough. We should be able to get orbs for everybody here. There we go. There we go. We grabbed 2 here. Oh, that did not fall the way I thought it would. Okay. All right, let's just, I mean, we're not going to see him again, likely. So, I mean, that's the other thing I wanted to get, and I don't think it's going to happen here, is getting the boost with the Power of Wishes with Goku. So we're just going to do this. Well, actually, we might still be able, yeah, okay, we actually will get it. We will get it. Right, because we're going to, yeah, he'll come back on the post-revive turn. There we go. All right, so we do get the dodge with the blues. No, yeah, so again, this is what I'm talking about. Like, to really get the juice going that we want, we need to be hitting them EX Supers, and we just missed one of them. Grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal to miss one of them, as long as we get the second one, ideally, since we have both 4s on this rotation. If we can get both of them here, that would be ideal, but let's see how this goes. We get another super here. Making me a little nervous. I mean, if we don't get the juice, that's fine. I mean, there's plenty of other fights that we're going to throw into this Grand Tour here that can make it. There we go. We do get it. Okay, there's plenty of other fights we're going to toss into this Grand Tour where we can try it again. I'm still not sure if this is the better team, if you really want to push the limits of God Goku, or if it is Realm of Gods. I feel like it might actually be Realm of Gods while tossing in a couple of those 2-turn supports or even 3-turn supports. But we'll see. I have seen people throw Beerus on the team with them, right? Throwing God Goku on a team with just with Beerus and UI, and that's it. I can definitely see that working, but well, you know, I'm gonna try to leave Beerus off the teams for these, so we can focus solely on God Goku. All right, so trick here. Let's see. Do we just toss Vegeta in front and guarantee the death? Because God Goku would likely dodge the, I mean, 60% chance, right? We would likely dodge the super here. That's a tough call. We could just toss Vegeta, guarantee the death, but then we would lose some offense. Let's just do it. I'm assuming he's going to die to the normals, right? He would probably die to the normals here, right? Oh, let's see. Yeah, like I thought, we dodged the super. So as long as we die to the normals, we're fine. It just that's I mean that's the only trick with God Goku on that second turn is you have to make sure you get that second attack in. because you don't want to lose his. There we go. Yeah, we do die to the normals. Okay, you want to make sure he's getting that. You want to make sure he's getting that offensive bonus and not losing a stack. Alrighty. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. I almost wonder if we save the other two actives for the next. Well, I mean, he's got a lot of HP left still. But we also have 3 actives available for the next turn. So, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Oh, this is a tough call, actually. Honestly, yeah, I think we should. Oh, crap. All right, hang on. That is not what I meant to do. All right, went and reloaded that. I did not mean to put Daima Goku in slot 1. Okay, so I think we're just going to have to roll with this here. Let's pop his active. All right, so that way we can guarantee, well, not guarantee, but give us a most likely chance to get the EX Super here. All right, ooh, that actually did a little more damage than I wanted. Oof, I don't, okay, all right, here's what we do. We swap in a Goku, give him the orb so we can get that EX Super. There we go. And then swap back into Vegeta. Perfect. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Because let's save the damage for the next turn. Oh yeah. Perfect. This works out. Yeah. We save the damage for the next turn, and then hopefully get the 2 EX Supers here on this turn, which should give God Goku. Oof, of course they miss one. Okay. Don't miss this. Don't miss this, please. Okay. Thank you. Alrighty. Perfect. Excellent. There we go. And now on goes Daima Goku. Come on. Oh, they decided to get an extra super. Okay, Daima Goku here. There it is. 130 million. So we do get his EX super. Oh, okay. We might actually finish things off with the active skill at this rate. Okay, perfect. All right, and we do get the EX Super with Daima, or with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Perfect. Alrighty. All right, so now we want to go ahead and pop the active here with God Goku. And then, of course, now we do have the support from the UI. We're not... well, actually, we probably could get away with using... Yeah. So... yeah, let's just grab that. Right, this shouldn't kill, so we're going to use this to buff. We're going to use his active to buff the. There, yeah, okay. I figured that wasn't going to do that much damage. Okay, so we're going to use the active here to buff God Goku because it does buff Power of Wishes for 40%. So there we go, perfect, and this should do the trick. Okay, so we get the dodge. All right, and then we should dodge this. Perfect. 110 mil. Okay, there we go. All right, that's much better than what we saw in the Cell Max. Okay, I love that. I love that. I love that. 117. Excellent. You love to see it. Excellent. All right, there you go. So there is God Goku versus Bio Broly. Honestly, not too bad. I think there's, I think Realm of Gods is still probably his best team under double UI as opposed to double God Goku. But the fours seem to also be a pretty decent team for them. I also think Daima Goku's team is pretty good for him. I'll have to do a testing with that one, but yeah. So that's it for round 2. Let's head on over to round 3. Alrighty, so we are loaded up for round 3 of this grand tour here. This time we are up against the 11th anniversary special battle against the Super Saiyan 4s. Now this is probably one of the easier special battles, so we're going to save the Daima Goku and the Tournament of Power fights for the end, because I think those are the 2 harder fights. We'll also probably not toss in Vegeta because we did that one for his showcase. But here we go. We get... Oh, okay. So here we go. How do we take Vegeta's hit here? Post Super. This is turn 1, by the way. So we should be good. Double digits. Yeah, we shouldn't have too much trouble with Vegeta, honestly. There's enough active skills on this team that we can focus our attention on Goku first and have little trouble. But, as always, right, our plan is to make sure we use Vegeta first and save that auto dodge turn for later. And the reason I've been doing that mostly, like normally I don't like to use that. I actually prefer to use the Vegeta active and stay as Vegeta. But since God Goku benefits from having UI support and his links, you kind of run him opposite than you would usually run the UI Goku. So, is what it is. It does mean that UI Goku could potentially be less powerful than he normally is, but it's still not the end of the world. So we're back on the Realm of Gods team. This time we did bring Tech UI, although I don't think we're going to get his domain on this one since Tech UI did start on turn 2. But if we get it, we get it. Great. But I don't think we're going to. All right, moving into turn 2 here. So probably to give Tech UI that extra boost in his dodge, we're probably going to stay in UI for this one. So for this rotation, we'll run Vegeta like we normally would, right? Giving us that extra buff here. So we're probably going to have to rotate off the blues here, and then we can go from there. Let's see. Oh, okay, we're running out of power here. We better hurry this along. Okay, so we're going to pop Fizz UI in front. We're going to put Tech UI in the middle and then send off the blues. I think that's probably the best way to make this work here on this rotation. There we go, perfect. So we get that auto dodge from UI in slot 1. There we go, we get the Tech UI dodge, and we get the blues dodge. Not that, Tech UI might have to worry about that AoE a little bit. Remember, he is older now, 2 years old, almost. So I wouldn't, I wouldn't expect him to be doing the best. He's just here to provide that domain if we can get it. And there we go, we get an additional super. So again, with those EX supers, granted, with this setup, I'm not spending too much time in UI until the final phases. I seem to only ever get EX supers whenever it's not going to matter, such as this turn here. Excellent. Okay, so we're honestly doing pretty decent damage here against the Tech Goku. Looking like, well, actually no, we're gonna revive next turn. So there we go. There we go. Tech UI. Yeah. So based on the way this plays out, we're probably not going to get that UI domain and the revive turn for God Goku on the same turn. Isn't the end of the world, right? We can live with that. Perfect. We get an additional super. Excellent. Okay, so now all we need is Tech UI to dodge those hits from Vegeta. Perfect. Oh, wow. Okay, he actually survived the normal. That's impressive. And from Goku, too. Probably not if it was a crit, but... okay, good job, Tech UI. Excellent. Let's see here. We get an additional super. Not that it's going to matter. It's going to pretty much just do minimal damage. Oh, there we go. We get the dodge. All right, and so then on this next turn, we're going to try set up. There we go. We're going to try set up the. We're going to try to set up the God Goku here to take the fall, or maybe I don't know, because the Vegeta and Goku are very likely to super us before attacking here, so we may not necessarily. And we can definitely. Well, I don't know. Could Goku live the normal? He probably wouldn't live a crit normal from Goku. Or at the very least, it would do a ton of damage. So, ooh, this is tough. Do I just put Vegeta slot 1 and guarantee the death? Because we still have a 60% chance to dodge, so we could entirely live this and not revive. Oh, that's a tough one. What would work here? Again, putting God Goku slot 1, yeah. Let's just keep going with this plan. I mean, we could miss the dodge and die, but I feel like losing his offense by dying or by not attacking is worse than, yeah. So any potential alternative outcome. So now we just gotta hope that he can die to Goku's normals here. Theoretically, he should be able to. He should, right? Because we've lost that. Nope, I lied. Oh, are we actually not going to? Oh my goodness, we are actually not going to die this turn. Okay, well, I mean, I guess you'll get to see what happens to Goku when you don't revive. I guess. There we go. All right, because Vegeta's not going to eat a super. Vegeta's just taking the normal there. The AoE, rather. Oh, well, okay. Maybe Vegito Blue can eat a super here. Maybe Vegito Blue can eat a super. And that'll be enough to take us down. There we go. We get a little bit of counter there on the Goku. We'll take that. Excellent. Okay. Well, let's see what happens here. Yeah. If he eats a super, right, and doesn't dodge, that'll kill us. And that'll be good enough, I guess. Yeah, so we also brought Vegito Blue here for that 2-turn support. Like, what I was trying to do is set up a turn where we have Tech UI's domain and Fizz Vegito Blue's support up. I don't think we're going to get that, though, just because of how the rotation... There we go. There's the super, and we don't dodge it. Perfect. Great. The playing to our advantage, Vegito's inability to dodge a super. There we go. Perfect. And now we get the revive. Excellent. Okay, excellent. There goes that revive. And yeah. Okay, so turn 4 here. Obviously, we won't have UI's domain until turn 6. So looking at how this is going to play out, we might actually get the domain, but we're not going to get it in a domain where it will benefit AGL God Goku. But it happens. I mean, the purpose of these showcases is just to do these events and see how the unit plays out. And honestly, it's fine. You're not going to have a perfect setup every single time you use them. All right, so we are going to take a risk here and do the hope we proc the 70% with the Fizz UI. I don't want to waste the Vegeta turn. I'm going to save the Vegeta turn for when we pop that domain when we come back here. So 83 million on the God Goku. The nice thing about doing this, though, is UI Goku can get his build up by dodging, which will transfer over to make the Vegeta stronger. So we got that going for us at least. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so we're doing decent damage. So we will very likely take down Goku this turn. And then next turn, we should do enough damage that the returning rotation should be able to take down Vegeta. Or who knows, with the Vegeta active on the next turn, we might actually be able to do it. Let's see. Okay, there goes Super. We do get the dodge. Yeah, so we actually did get the EX Super this time. So all my complaining finally worked. Okay, so now we just need to make sure UI Goku gets the dodge here. Well, actually, wait, who's attacking there? I probably should have paid more attention to that. Goku. Okay, yeah, we definitely need those dodges because, again, those crits are what concern me. We don't have that extra dodge boost anymore now that it's past UI's turn 1. Okay, never mind. Goku's down. So now we just need to dodge Vegeta's attack. And we do. Excellent. Good job, UI. Okay, and then now Vegeta going to do Vegeta things in slot 3, which is good. Right, again, we want that support from him, and plus his extra offense and defense comes when he's in slot 3, so we do want to take advantage of that. Doing some decent damage, though. I do love this. He's a great Super ECA, man. Like, they handled him so well. I love it. Excellent. Okay, and then now we got the blues here. Yeah, okay, so I say we just, I mean, we're not going to get the revive turn like I wanted, so... well, we're not going to get the revive turn with... we're not going to get the revive turn with the domain up, which is what I wanted. So we'll just have to kind of take what it is here. Yeah, so you can see here, by doing things this way, by saving Fizz UI's... there we go. I'm going to pop that. By saving Fizz UI's dodge for this turn, Vegeta ends up being weaker because you're not getting that build-up for dodging. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and let's do God Goku here. Excellent. Okay, so not a whole lot. Again, that's why I like giving him crit. So let's chuck him in a slot 1. And with the attack layout ended up being up the way it did, it ends up not mattering that we didn't, that we saved the dodge because it doesn't, there we go. But we do get the dodge here. Remember, we have 100% dodge this turn with God Goku. 70 mil, so not bad, not the craziest. I really want to try to see if I can get that turn with the domain up and the support. I want to see how much we can get God Goku to do. One of these runs, we will do it, I promise you. We will do it in one of these runs. I'm certain of it. There we go. Okay, no EX Super this time. Okay, so I credited him too soon. And worst part is he does have guaranteed dodge this turn too. So, is what it is. Actually, you know what? In retrospect, if we had put UI in slot 1, actually we could have done more damage. Yeah, if we had put UI slot 1, put God Goku in the middle, and swapped back. Excellent. Alrighty, there we go. We have... All right, the blue is going to wrap it up. Excellent. Yeah, so like I said, so here we get the UI turn. So, yeah. Okay, so let's pop that domain. Let's get that going. Alrighty, so I think so we're going to pop the domain, but the question is, do we put him in slot 1 or... Yeah, I guess we should, right? Yeah, so let's pop the domain. Okay, all right, so we're going to get that buff. Let's see here. Swap him over. Let's do Vegeta's active now. Pop him in the middle. Oh, there we go. That's going to kill him. Okay, and then we just pop Vegeta in front, and that's the end of it. There we go. Oh, wow, he actually dodged. Okay, and then 150 mil, and that does the trick. Alrighty, excellent. So there goes round 3 here, done against the Super Saiyan 4s. And honestly not that bad. Like I said, this is one of the easier ones, so that's why I wanted to start with this one. And we'll move on to the Tournament of Power special battle. So stay tuned for that one with round 4. All right, we are loaded up here in the next round of this grand tour up against the Tournament of Power special battle. We're going to try to juice our Goku up again, trying up another team here with the Daima Goku. So we're going to set it up. So I see it. I think the easiest way to set this up, given the rotations, is to float Daima Goku or God Goku off. So we're going to put our 2 Daima Gokus in slot 1 and slot 2, and they should be able to handle this. Shouldn't be too terrible of an issue here. There we go. Nice. There we go. We get one more. We get that little friend dodge there. And here comes the super for the Vegeta, which we should still tank. So as long as we don't start touching Vegeta till the end here, we should be okay. We won't have to worry about taking damage here. So no EX super since we didn't get the full 24 key, which means we're losing out on some crit here. But that's okay. There we go. Then we get the additional super. I mean, so the goal is to at least start keeping up some of the EX supers. I think if we can do that, we'll be able to set up a decent turn. What I want to do is set up a turn where we get double EX on the Daima Goku the turn prior, and we get Int Super Saiyan 4 Goku's active skill on the same turn as AGL God Goku's active. So we'll see if we can pull this off here. There we go. We get an additional super. And then now here, God Goku comes. 47 million, not bad. We did manage to get 1 EX super, which is nice. There we go. And then, oh, we actually got another one. Excellent. Okay. And then next turn, we're going to have to play around a little bit here to ensure that this plays out properly. But I think we're good. All right, looks like God Goku is not dodging this, but he should be able to tank here. Again, as long as we don't start hitting Vegeta, we're fine. It is a 5 million super until we start trying to take him down. Okay. So this is going to be a little weird to set up here, but I think we can do it. So let's put him here. Let's swap into this way he can get built up, right? And then we'll swap into Vegeta. There we go. And then we'll float Glorio. I think this is how we can make this work. Yeah. There we go. Oh, actually, you know, we probably could have floated Daima Goku, but whatever. This works. I think, yeah, we probably should have floated Daima Goku, put Vegeta in front, and put Glorio in the middle. I think that's what we should have done here. Oh, well. Is what it is. Yeah, because then post-revive turn, we would have all 3 on rotation together. We could slot 2 Daima Goku. I think the way this is going to play out, we're going to end up losing Daima Goku's supers. That's unfortunate. Okay, we do get the dodge, though. I mean, he did pretty well this turn. I guess I can't complain. I mean, I don't really need him to build up damage or anything, right? I just need him to live long enough for us to get to the end here. So, yeah, we probably could have gotten away with it. Oh, well. All right, we'll just roll with this. So Vegeta's going to get his hits in. Well, again, for this one, we do have to focus down UI Goku, as it is, like I said, Vegeta starts getting crazy once we start attacking him. So best to just focus UI Goku. Next turn is going to be a little bit tricky. I mean, pretty much all of these turns are going to be tricky because we're going to have to keep both of our Daima Gokus in slot 1 and slot 2, which means one of them is not getting any links active. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I mean, it does kind of mess with the rotations. Like, I wouldn't normally do this, except for the fact that I'm specifically trying to see if I can juice him up here. All right, excellent. Okay, and now, like I said, now we have to kind of play this out here. We actually have some decent orbs. There we go. Yeah, I think if we grab the, okay, we'll get the 24 key with both of these guys. Okay, perfect. You know what? I should have switched them because the other one still has the buff from being in slot 2 the last time. I sort of switched them. Oh, well. Okay, well, we'll just pray that we get the luck. Yeah, if we can maintain the EX supers, that's going to be the best way to kind of juice Goku the way we want to. Still getting those, still tanking those hits, which is nice, right? Being able to tank those hits. Let's see here. Excellent. All right, we do get the first EX Super. Goku does dodge it. But I guess that's actually kind of a good thing because it means we won't kill too quickly and end up starting on working on Vegeta too soon before getting the revive and the actives off that we need to get off. So honestly, it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, can we get the second one? We do. Okay, so we are managing to keep up the EX Supers, and that's what we really want, right? We want to make sure that we can actually get this flowing. So far, it's doing pretty good. All right, and nice. We don't get the extra super. RNG is actually really working for us right now, right? We don't get the extra supers either that dealing more damage to Goku. Wow, okay. All right, well, let's keep rolling then. All right, and then we get the EX Super with these guys, carrying over some attack to the God Goku on the next rotation. This is perfect. And now they'll just do all their little 5 billion attacks. I have been trying to set up this turn has been really hard because I can't seem to get the attacks to land where I need them to land. So I think I'm just going to have to throw the fight in the next turn and toss Vegeta into slot 1 and let him just take the hit. Which does mean we will lose a stack, but I mean, with the amount of support coming our way, we might still be able to, have a decent turn coming up. But yeah, because I mean, we might die with Daima Goku, tossing him in third slot there. We could try that. Yeah, we could try that. Nah, I don't know. It's too risky. I've had too many times where everyone just dodges, and then I can see that the Vegeta Super is in slot 3. So if Daima Goku ends up dodging, right, I know God Goku is more than likely going to dodge, or at the very least, I know he can survive both of these supers if he fails his dodge, his 60% right now. So, ooh, this is a little tough. This is okay. What do we do here? What do we do? Yeah, all right, let's just throw it. Let's toss Vegeta in front here. That's going to be the best play, I think. Yeah, let's grab that, and then let's send off the Daima Goku. Yeah, and then, yeah, I think the best play is to just, let it ride. Again, we do lose a stack off of God Goku, but I think if we can set up the next turn correctly, it'll end up paying off for us. There we go. Okay, so we get the death, and we get that revive. Excellent. Okay, we get... Beautiful. Alrighty, and now... Okay, so let's see here. There are a lot of attacks from Vegeta in slot 1. Okay, let's see. Okay, hopefully, let's pop that. Oh, dude, we should have targeted Vegeta with that. Dang it, right? Because then, I mean, it's very likely his first attack was going to be the super. Oh well. All right, let's pop the active here. And this way we can guarantee EX supers on both of them. So ideally what I want is both EX supers to proc and carry us over to the next rotation. And it looks like we've got the orbs to make that happen too. So let's see here. Yeah, okay. I am a little worried about the HP because we will end up starting to attack Vegeta, which means that second super could be dangerous depending on where it lands. If it lands on Gloria, we have a chance to dodge it. I think we won't do enough attacks that Daima Goku, if it ends up in slot 2, could still tank it. Oh, it's kind of hard to say here. Let's see. Yeah, okay, well, first things first, let's grab that so the middle one can grab the, there we go. Well, let's do the active. Okay. Excellent. Did that kill? I hope that didn't, oh, it didn't kill. Okay, perfect. All right, we can do that, and then Glorio can grab that. Perfect, so we get, hopefully we can get the EX supers here. Okay, and UI still manages to attack us. So we didn't even cancel his super. We could have canceled at least one, but nope. Okay, so that means we are going to hit the attack lower, which I guess is, I mean, it's honestly not that big of a deal if we do or not. All that matters is we get the EX super. There goes the Vegeta's attack, but since we haven't attacked him, we should still be able to tank here. Yep, perfect. So now we do get the EX super for 70 million. Obviously, no links active, and the attack lower. That'll do it. Perfect. And this will likely take down UI Goku. Perfect. And then now we're going to start targeting Vegeta. We do get the second super, but likely, well, actually, I think that this does count as getting the 24 key. So we could potentially do another super here, and we do. Okay, excellent. Well, maybe not. Okay, we need to make sure there's enough HP to actually do something on the next turn. Okay, it's not doing that much. Okay, and we do get the second EX super. Nice. Okay, and so we got both EX supers. We have Glorio's 3-turn support up. The only thing we're really missing here is the Daimagoku super, which is unfortunate, and a little disappointing that we lost the attack stack on the Goku for that for the 4 turns, since we had to toss Vegeta in slot 1. So okay. All right, super is on Glorio. All right, that means we do need Glorio to proc that dodge. Hopefully we get it, because as long as he gets that dodge, we're solid, and I think we're going to finish this on the next rotation. We got enough. We got enough on our actives here, I think, to do the trick. Okay. Perfect. Good job, Glorio. And here comes the super, and we do dodge it. Perfect. And now we got the turn that we wanted. Hooray. All right, so now it's a matter of figuring out how to play this turn. So let's swap into UI first off. Okay, so we got UI out. I'm not liking the setup of the... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, okay. Didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. Actually, let's not use his. Okay, so looking at the HP here, I'm not sure if we're going to kill here. So I'm actually just going to do the super with God Goku. There we go, 88 million with the crit. So that could have been much better if we not only, yeah, okay. Looking at the links, he does, okay, we do want to maximize the links here. We put him here, what do we lose? Oh, we're losing Super Saiyan. That's what, 15? Yeah, 15% attack. Okay, so we're going to put him slot 1. We're likely not going to get the EX Super, but it really doesn't matter. This is the final turn. It could make a difference for damage, but here we go. Let's pop that. Ooh, look at that. Okay, let's pop that active here with Goku. Not a whole lot of damage, but then again, we don't need it to, right? We just want that extra 40% support. And there we go. So we get another big juice turn here. And let's see how this plays out. So UI Goku does have his auto dodge this turn, so we don't need to worry about actually getting hit here. So that's kind of why we did what we did. All right, 37 million. We don't get enough the attack there, or we didn't get enough key to get his 24 key to get the extra bonus as well as get the EX super, but that's fine. There we go. We get an additional super. There we go. Okay, so how are we looking? God Goku. Oh, we got another one on UI here. Excellent. And moment of truth. How much do we do? 129 million. I love it. Okay, nice. No crit though, unfortunate. Yep, 138. I love it. Okay. All right, no crit again. Okay, that's still pretty decent. All right, okay. Definitely think we can get higher. We got to push higher. All right, so we didn't kill, but it looks like Goku here will do the trick. I love how I say that, and there's like 7 Gokus on this team. So, all righty. So there we go. All right, so that ends it for this round. Onward and upwards to the final round of this Grand Tour up against the Daima Goku. So far, so good. I'm loving what we're seeing here. I think we're going to switch it back to the Realm of Gods team for the final round. So stay tuned for that last part. All right, so we are loaded up here in the Ultra Super Villain Jiren. I decided to put this one in just because, whenever there is the time limited content available, I do think it's worth noting, right, who can do well where. So we're going to go ahead and do throw this fight into here. So we got Fizz UI. We're going to go ahead and load him up with his key here. We're just going to keep this rotation with UI active. We'll press the risk here. Just to get him a little bit of an offensive build up. No worries there. All right, and then now we got the EX Super. Once again, always getting that EX Super on the turns where we don't need it, where we have our auto dodge, but whatever. We also keeping him, we want to keep him active, at least, for this turn, just to give ourselves that extra chance of survival with the Tech UI. We don't want to push our luck with him, right? Because, well, I'm pretty sure he can live Jiren's normals. If it doesn't crit, I'm not sure how well he can do with the crit. And so just pushing our luck with the dodge, isn't going to be, we don't want to risk it, right? We'll only have one major turn of risk, right? With the setup here. So we'll just keep that going. All right, excellent. Okay, here goes the 12 key on the UI. Gotta love it. All right, not doing a whole lot of damage, but again, we just need him to get his we just need oh yeah, see, yeah, those crits. Good God, he failed the only dodges he had to take. Are you kidding me? Oh, my luck with him cannot be that bad. So to be fair, I feel like we've had other good runs here where it wasn't that bad. So I suppose the pendulum had to swing eventually. Excellent. All right, and then now, let's see. Okay, well, actually, we have a decent setup turn here, honestly. So we can go ahead and grab that with God Goku. Let's pop into Vegeta here, right? We want to save that UI turn for later when it's most beneficial. There we go. Excellent. Alrighty. Now God Goku should dodge this, right? The nice thing about Jiren is he always supers in slot 1. It makes it easy to kind of figure out what's about to happen. Excellent. All right, and we take the normals pretty well. So I'll be curious to see if we can actually force a revive on this one, because this is kind of like the Bio Broly, where you kind of actually have to do something stupid in order to make this work well. Like you have to force yourself into a situation where the wrong person takes a super instead of just playing and letting the risk play out. Just because we know Jiren is scripted to super in slot 1. Alrighty, and then we get the extra super with and Vegeta here, so now we got his support up. And we get the dodge. Excellent. Okay, so that brings us into round 2 here. So now here's the big turn of risk. We have to... In order to make this work well, we have to dodge. And so we're so far so good on the dodges on Vegeta. Okay. Not Vegeta, UI Goku rather. Perfect. All right, so now we just need Tech UI to get his dodges in here, and we'll be safe. It can't be that hard, right? Although with the extra dodge last turn, we did manage to fumble, so Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen here? Excellent. We get 1 dodge, 2 dodge, 3 dodge, 4 dodge. Oh, so we made up for the last turn. That's nice. We made up for the last turn of those missed dodges. All right, we'll take it. Alrighty, we get another super here. Excellent. Alrighty, now we got to force that revive. So I'm thinking we put his blue evolution. It does mean we're going to lose an attack stack with the Vegeta, but I think it's the only way to force the revive because we're very likely going to dodge here in, with God Goku in the slot 1, and there's no guarantee. I think we can still live the normals too. So yeah, we're just gonna have to let him take that and then go ahead and proc that revive once more. Perfect. So now we got our UI Goku, or our God Goku, revived up, and now we just got to pop those axes on the next turn and finish this. Alrighty. Let's grab. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna pop that domain. So we actually did manage to get the domain. I didn't actually think we were gonna pull this off, but we did manage to pull the domain. No, I mean, looking at the remaining Jiren HP, we might actually kill here, which I guess isn't the worst thing. Alrighty, and then let's grab that, and then let's send off that. So, yeah, we won't pop the active skill. We'll save that in case we come back around. It'll probably be okay. There we go. We get the counter. Excellent, and there we go. Get the super 24 key. So that should do the trick. Okay, we are doing a lot more damage than I thought I would. That is not good. Okay, we might actually end up killing here. Okay, maybe not quite. Well, I guess it would depend on how much Vegeta does. I guess that's the nice thing about this fight, Jiren lowering our attack just by existing and stuff, making it so we can actually do stuff. So I guess I can't complain there. Alrighty. Okay, here we go. So post revive, we got a nice little setup here. So let's go ahead. Let's pop him over. Let's pop the God Goku active. Is this gonna kill? Come on, let this kill. Let this kill. Let this kill. Ooh, not quite. That damage lowering is brutal. Okay. All right. Well, we got to do what we got to do. So let's do that. Excellent. And we get the dodge and coming out with 62 million there. So now we don't have to. All right. That's frustrating. That could have been much better, but Jiren at that attack lowering just makes it feel awful. Like, even though you're doing everything right, you're doing everything we did like the last one, like that attack lowering he does, just it makes it feel awful. You're doing so little damage. But whatever, it works. All right, so round done. Onward and upwards for the next round in this Grand Tour. Honestly, not too bad, if I do say so myself. Would be nice to test him in Super Saiyan 3 Goku, but obviously we're not going to be able to do that. We don't have the private server anymore. But it would be nice to see how he does here. But still good nonetheless. All right, so onward and upwards to the next showcase. All right, so here we are in the final leg of this Grand Tour. We are running the UI's team once again. This time we brought the Tech UI. We brought Vegeta Blue. We're going to try to set up that juiceable turn here, and I think we can do it. I think we've got a good starting rotation that can set us up. It's going to involve a little risk, but I think this could be a fun way to end this Grand Tour. So we're going to pop Tech UI in front here. This is going, and we do get the dodge on the super. Perfect. So now all we need to do is make sure we are dodging post super here. Now remember, Goku does get incredibly powerful post turn 3. So while we do have the ability to lower his attack, it's still going to be a little iffy for some of our characters here, like Tech UI, right? He's obviously, oof, jeez. Okay, now here's what I was talking about, risk, right? Like, even post super, he's taking damage here. Not that we don't expect him to, right? He is how old now? 2 years, right? As we talked about earlier. So it's not that I don't expect him to take damage now. It's so, and that's what I mean about the inherent risk of doing this. But it should be fun, right? If we pull this off, we can have a nice little juiced up turn for the AGL God Goku here. He is on turn 2 for this setup, which I think in order to get the juice that we want, just because these fights naturally end around turn 5 to 6, this is going to be kind of where we want this. Like I said, I'm not going to do Vegeta in this one, just because we did take on Vegeta for his showcase. So, you know, might as well just leave it. Okay. And we do get the dodge on the blues. Perfect. Yeah, so we're not getting the support from putting Vegeta in slot 3, but that's because I need to time it so we can get Vegeta Blue with his 2-turn passive up, along with Vegeta with his support for that turn. So in order to make all of this happen, right, we're going to put God Goku in front here. We're going to swap into Vegeta, lead him in slot 2, so we can have that damage reduction turn and be safe this turn. And then hopefully Vegeta Blue has enough defense to survive that normal there. Then he should, but you know, we do got to play it a little wisely here. So that's what we're going to do here. Okay, and so God Goku, on this turn, we should tank post super. We do. Excellent. Yeah, so remember, most of his dodge, that 60% does come pre-super. Now, we don't have 6 Pure Saiyans here, mind you, but, well, okay, we don't have 6 Pure Saiyans of our own, but the friend does count to fill out that last slot. So Vegeta Blue, while not being Pure Saiyans, is enough to, plus the support he's given is enough to kind of carry over for God Goku here. So hopefully we can do some big damage. Here we go. All right, and then we tank. Looks like that, yeah. And, you know, we've already taken both supers, so we know Vegeta Blue is safe here. We just need to make sure he can survive these normals. And I think on turn 2, he's fine. I think really it's past turn 3 where we want to be worried about that, right? Or is it turn 4? It's turn 4, which is technically past turn 3. But yeah, turn 4. Sorry. There we go. We do get the counter. We do tank it. Perfect. Okay, now for this turn, we're going to stay in UI to give us that extra dodge for the tech UI, right? We do need that protection. We also got a crap ton of support on this rotation. So, Yeah, I can't say that we're going to be safe from the normals. It is to actually, if we were safe last turn with the minimal support, we're safe this turn. Actually, we do get the EX super once again on the turn where it doesn't matter. Not that it isn't helpful, it is more damage, but that is good. So we do get that. We get an additional super, and then let's see here. Boom, excellent. Another one. There we go. We get another one. Excellent. And let's see here. Boom. Okay. Yeah. See, I don't like that no crit. Could have done a lot more damage there, but I guess it's also okay that we don't do that much damage because we can make sure that we have the room to work on that active skill turn for the God Goku. Because I do kind of want to make sure he goes slot 2 on this one. I think that's going to be the best way to juice him up because we can ensure the most amount of his links are active. And here we go. Tech UI hopefully gets the dodge here. Thankfully, we do have some extra dodge thanks to UI support, along with the extra defense, which would hopefully balance out should we fail at dodge. We get the dodge. We get the dodge. We get the dodge. We get the dodge. All right, so he is safe, but that does mean... well, actually, yeah, he should be good. This is only turn 3. I'm pretty sure he can live this. Did we take the 2 supers already? I don't think we did. I think there's a super coming his way, so... he should... Yeah, there it is. There it is. But he does dodge it. All right, excellent. That dodge support did help. I think he's got a 50% chance to dodge, so the extra UI dodge support did help. All right, so now this is going to be a little... well, actually, it's not. There's a crap ton of attacks in slot 2. Okay, so we're going to pop God Goku in slot 1 here, right? That way he can get off his attack and keep his attack raise up so we don't lose that. And then we'll just let Vegeta die in slot 2 because I'm pretty sure... Yep, there goes that. 60%. We do get the dodge. There we go. And, of course, we lose a lot of offense this turn. Get an additional super. Excellent. Okay, and now, I mean, either God Goku needs to take a hit here or Vegeta needs to die. Well, actually, no, I actually do think God Goku... well, actually, no, turn 4, I think he would die here. Turn 3, he would survive, but turn 4, he would die here. But Vegeta definitely going to die here on... assuming the super... There it is. Okay, I was going to say, assuming the super lands, but there we go. Excellent. So now Vegeta gets to die here. We pop that revive. Excellent. We love to see it. Oh, things are going swimmingly for this final run here. Excellent. Okay, now let's do... All right. I think we need to keep Fizz UI, even though... Yeah, I think we need, because it is turn 5 rather. I do think we need the extra support this turn. So we're gonna keep the we're gonna have the domain. We're gonna heal up a little bit. We're going to grab that. Okay. And then grab that. Perfect. So yeah, obviously we're going to get the support from UI's domain. We're going to get the defensive support from his super attack effect. And then of course we've got the support from Vegito active along with Fizz UI support. And that should be enough. There we go. We get the dodge. Of course he's got auto dodge this turn. That should be enough to allow... Vegito Blue to tank the normals, right? Could be kind of scary here post-turn, right? Without the support, we could take some damage. But I think with the support, we can get to a point where we can safely eat this damage from Goku. Super's a little scary, but we are below 50%, or we started below 50%. So we should be able to have that extra dodge in case he does decide to super us. We do get the counter. Excellent. Beautiful. Get another counter. Anyways. There goes the super. Okay, so we're in luck. All right, both supers landed on Tech UI. So not only do they get countered, but they get auto dodged. So now we, ooh, 77 million. Nice. Good job, UI Goku. So now we just need to make sure that Vegito Blue can live the normals, and we have the perfect turn set up for our God Goku on the next rotation. All right, we just got to get through this. We got to stop missing crits. That's the thing I hate the most about this card is the missed crits. People called me crazy for not wanting to give him crits, but I mean, look at this, right? We dodged quite a few attacks last turn. He should have been hitting those crits, but he's just not. Okay, okay, we need to be hitting supers. We can't be missing supers here. We can't be missing supers here. Oh, there we go. We get a second one. Oh, is this going to be enough? It is, thank God. Okay, we survive the normals, thank God. Okay, it is enough to live, and now we got the turn, right? Because we got that 2-turn support up. There we go. And then next turn, we'll have Vegeta's support up and his UI support up. This is going to be a nice turn. This is going to be a real nice turn. Okay, so for the sake of the OST here, actually, let's flip back into Vegeta here. So for the sake of the OST here, let's pop that Vegeta active. Boom, we're going to do some big damage here. Honestly, we probably could have popped Vegeta's active on the last turn and probably killed a little bit sooner, but I wanted to make sure we had enough room to deal damage here. So we're going to pop Fizz UI in front. Because there we go. Look at that. 1.3 million with everything that's going on post-revive here. That attack skill, though. Oh, my goodness. All right. There we go. Look at that. We got 999 in the middle here. Ooh, this is going to be nice. All righty. And then with the Vegeta support in slot 3. Oh, this is going to be a beautiful turn. And remember, he is protected. He's got auto dodge this turn because we saved that dodge. 130 mil on the Fizz UI. Oh, this is a beautiful turn. This is what we work for, gents. And we do get the crit this time. Excellent. On the friend, we get another crit. Hopefully. All right, let's keep getting those crits. The friend is rainbowed, mind you. Ours is 55%, but okay, no crit. Ours is 55%, so that's why we don't get that much out of him. But again, you see how little he crits, and that is why I recommend giving him crit in his hidden potential. I know a lot of people don't like that build, but as you can see here, it would have helped us a lot in terms of overall damage this turn. Look at how much we lost damage, right? All right, so let's talk about God Goku here. How are we going to do here? 134 million. Look at that. All right, no crit, though. 144 on the second one. Look at that. Come on, crit. Yeah. Oh, we're getting the third. We got the third. 154 million. Look at that. Crit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's what you like to see. Excellent. That is how we finish a fight. Yes. Okay, we're probably not going to kill, though, but we got 2 active skills raring to go on the next turn with UI's domain up, so that should be enough to kind of take it down. That's okay. That's fine. I don't care that we don't kill here. We got the turn we wanted out of them, and that's all that really matters, right? That's all that really matters. There we go. There goes the super. Are we going to dodge this? We do dodge this because we got that UI support. And boom. So we set up the turn we wanted. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, man. Hope I can get a dupe of this guy. I'm actually starting to like God Goku. I'm coming around. Okay, so let's pop the blues active, the Vegeta side. We probably could have popped Vegeta. I don't really think it matters. We could pop Vegeta, but whatever. But it does give us links with Vegeta. So... hooray. And then boom. Is that going to be enough? Oh, wow. That's not enough. Okay. All right. Well, let's just play it safe. Let's pop him in front. Do that. And then get a nice little heal up here. Not that it matters, right? We got 100% damage reduction this turn on the Vegeta. So we're going to eat this super and call it quits. Look at that. Excellent. And boom, 114 mil, and that does the trick. Probably should have let UI get a little more build up on his dodging, but whatever. We got the trick done. Excellent. All right, there we go. So that is the grand tour of the AGL God Goku guys performance. He's definitely really good. Can't wait to see what red zones we get out of this Golden Week / Goku Day celebration to really push the limits of this, because I'm actually kind of liking him. Longer fights are a bit more of a struggle for him. Can definitely see that, but medium to short fights, he's kind of crazy, and I love it. Right? That's that's some good damage that we saw there. Granted, a little bit of juice, but I don't really consider it a little bit of juice on the Realm of Gods team, because you can pretty safely run this setup on the Realm of Gods team and it work out just fine. So, guys, that is it for the video. If you guys liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, what did you think of God Goku's grand tour here? I'm pretty impressed, pretty amazed by everything that he's doing, and I can't wait to really push his limits in the fights that are coming. Beerus Grand Tour will be up after the Beerus and Whis ETA, so just stay tuned for that coming later this week. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.